Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
Ryan Seymore, king of Comic Town in Columbus, Ohio.
Yes! The greatest comic shop of all time. I said it. Fight me if you don't like it.
At least on this road.
Don't say that, because you know people will build stuff randomly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn it.
Like, cut that out. Cut that out. Dude, this week, still, ton of books.
Yes.
Like a metric.
Week 4 of the 5 Wednesday month.
Wow.
And still just
Y'all gonna rest at all? I'm impressed. But, unlike other weeks,
Yes.
I have, personally, a lot more representation from the big two
Yes.
than from others. Now, does that mean I didn't read others? Not at all. But I thought that the big two, they really stepped it up this week. They really did. But before we get into all of that, let's chitty chat up, man. So, Loki, episode 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's Agatha. Whole time.
I'm waiting for my chance to yell out.
Do it!
It is I, Mephisto! Like, it's gonna happen.
Listen, I'm not going to lie. Off of that first episode when they pointed to the stained glass and you see that red devilish person there, I'm like, Mephisto! And they're like, it's Loki. And I'm like,
No!
no! What? Come on.
No, it clearly was not as sexy as Tom Hiddleston is.
Period. Come on. What's wrong with you? Okay, so today I did the other day, I did a podcast, shout out to Phantom Spotlight, on episode 2 of Loki. And I, as part of my intro, I was like, Tom Hiddleston's touched my hammer. And everyone's face was like, wait, what is that?
Is that a euphemism?
What does that mean?
What
does it mean?
is that
And I had to like show a picture that shows him holding the Mjolnir that I have, and I was like, "Yeah, that's my hammer.
That's my hammer."
He's touching it." They're like, "Oh." And I'm like, "Y'all are filthy.
What is wrong with you
Come on,
people?
man.
Degenerates.
Like, I wouldn't say that out loud,
Yeah.
but y'all would know it. All of you would know it. Oh my god. Okay, so when it comes to some of the things that have leaked out this week, from the set of the Flash movie, hello. Old man Bruce Wayne.
That looks really cool. The new Supergirl costume also looks amazing.
Very cool. Now, is she going to be a blonde?
I don't think so.
It doesn't look like it. And I'm kind of like, all right. But is she playing Kara Zor-El? See, because I'm thinking...
I don't think she is.
Okay. Because I'm thinking she's Dark Knight Strikes Again Supergirl. That's who...
Ooh, that'd be pretty potent.
Right?
Yeah.
You got Old Man Bruce, and just a thing. I'm excited about that. We also saw the costume designs from the new Shazam movie.
Yes. Those look really cool also.
I couldn't tell what was different. Am I wrong for that?
They look, to me, they look a little more Snyderverse-y.
Okay, all right.
But that's like the vibe I picked up from it.
All right.
Seeing Helen Mirren in like a superhero style outfit.
Helen Mirren in anything. Listen, I'm a grown man, almost 40 years old. I have no shame. Heron Millen. Yeah, that too. See, I can't even.
From the Cambridge Millens.
I can't even. Miss Mirren, you, madam, miss. Yeah, that's right. You know what it is. I ain't gonna tell you. I'm being honest. Listen, if she gave me an inkling of a chance, 1% chance, absolute certainty, I would call my mom and be like, listen, Helen Mirren said, I got a shot. I'm taking it.
I gotta do this, Mom.
That's it. I love her. Bottom line.
Oh,
That's
she's
what I'm
amazing.
trying to say. Yeah. Her in a superhero franchise. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that there are like older, established, old Hollywood style actors that really want to play in like comic book movies and just haven't acknowledged it?
Well, yeah, I think there's probably still a little bit of that generational sort of like, oh, comics are for kids and that kind of thing. Because we hear people say stuff like, was it that one director? Was it Scorsese?
Scorsese said it. Yep.
But like, there's got to be some people from that generation in Hollywood, that like grew up reading comics, or like, you know, they're there. They might just be afraid to say something.
Exactly. Who is the one person from like an older Hollywood setup that you would love to play in a superhero movie, and what character would it be?
I want to pump Burt Reynolds up with human growth hormone and like stem cells.
I'm already there.
So he becomes a little bit younger.
Okay.
Sharky.
Wow.
Like I think like just he looks and like make him bald.
Yeah.
Because you got to go full.
Yeah.
Like I think he'd be amazing because he just exudes this sort of like Burt Reynolds-ness.
It's just there.
Yeah.
What about? Okay, I'm gonna stand on your shoulders here.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Selleck doing a Burt Reynolds impression as Sharky.
Oh, that would also be because Selleck's got it too.
He
like,
does, right?
It's the mustache.
It's just it's been passed on.
Yeah.
To I like that. Okay, so I was thinking about this the other day because I saw it on TikTok. You guys, TikTok has all kinds of cool things. Follow me on there. It's hardest recommended comics _VHD2. But okay, so the question was, who should voice Galactus in the MCU?
Mm.
And why are you laughing, Jeremy? Who would you say?
I immediately vote Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh my gosh.
Gilbert Godfrey? Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. The Devourer of Worlds just
No. What do you mean? Silver Surfer. I can't do it. I can't. Oh, I will never not hear that, man. Dang.
That's what's called ruining.
Right. Dang it.
All right, scrap Galactus.
Yeah. Or no, Christopher Walken as Galactus.
Oh my gosh.
That's not my choice, but I do think that would be funny. That would Lauren, Rad. I hunger. Like it's just find me a planet.
Would you want like a majestic voice?
So, okay. I'm gonna blow y'all's mind with this one, okay? Just prepare yourselves. Interwebs, listen up. Kevin Feige, call me, because I have ideas. I got you. The voice of Galactus should be the Mr. Sam Elliott.
Okay. He's got a voice for it.
Right? Nice timbre, smooth tones.
Yeah.
Give it just like a little bit of like a sonic something.
Yeah.
And he can record the whole thing, like right now.
Yeah.
Right? And theoretically, like, you don't have to have him physically be Galactus. But that voice, I've loved it since
would work.
Roadhouse. So, yeah.
I can see it.
That's all I mean, names, Norin. Like, come on! Like, let's go! Like, I would love it! Yeah.
And he's not like on that list that you automatically think of for voiceover. So yeah.
Which is why I think he would be fantastic.
Yeah.
And we'll just erase the fact that he was in Ghost Rider, because that never happened.
I've drank a lot to try to forget that movie. And
I'm sorry I brought it up. That was my fault. Let's talk about some books.
Yeah.
That was my bad. I shouldn't even. Okay, so honorable mention wise, we have one that's the same. But I did read all of this.
Right? Like you're making cuts, and I'm just like, oh, pictures are pretty.
No, because they are though. Like, come on. Where do you want to start?
That's a toughie. Well, all right. So you were talking about the big two. You've got at least one of those.
Allow me. I have both here representing. Okay, X-Men Legends #4. Louise Simonson, Walt Simonson, Laura Martin. I have never been transported back to a time period of comic bookdom.
That's what that series does.
It's so perfect. And I think I said that about like issues 1 and 2,
Yeah.
so I'm lying. But it is so perfect because this, what makes this magic to me is I didn't read comics during this era.
Okay.
So it's taking me back authentically to a time period that I was not a comic book reader, but I feel it. Like, it's so freaking cool. Wheezy is one of the best voices in comics, period. I'm not giving a caveat under any circumstance. Not for a woman, not for age, period. You heard me. I said it. I'll say it again. And Walt...
It's Walt.
Like,
if you don't know...
get your mind right. Get your mind right, man. I mean, his geometric designs are incredible. They should be static, and none of them are.
Yeah.
I've never seen lines so crisp that look so good. He's just fantastic. I adore it. So this was a great wrap up to this, extension of, Apocalypse's schemes and how it's going to set up another very notable X-Men arc in this one, but it's great. Like they didn't skip a beat. Like they had to have just had this script around. Like that's what I feel.
Maybe. One of the things I love about the book is it very much embodies that 90s vibe.
Yes.
And it does it so well. There's like no shame. It's like, this is what it is. And
boom.
X-Men sold like nobody's business back then.
Here's my question though. As a shop owner, are they giving you the tools to have a project like this and then you can sell reprints or something of the original story?
No.
Marvel.
Yeah. No.
I just gave you jewels. What?
Right now, there are so many Marvel trades that we cannot get back in stock. And it just like Civil War, we can't get back in stock. Vision, the Tom King Vision, we can't get, like, it just drives me nuts. So, like, things that you could do as tie-ins, like epic collections, complete collections, for similar story arcs,
dude. I was just watching Cartoonist Kayfabe, shout out to you guys, and they were talking about the Elektra saga, which was taking bits from Daredevil in like a magazine, and then they made a separate book. You guys gotta take these stories, these X-Men Legend stories, and collect the final thing, like the original story as well as the X-Men Legend intro together. Come on.
Be so easy. So easy to sell.
So easy. And it's, please, pretty please, because I want all of them. For me. Do it for me. It's your pal Vic. I've missed you.
From Behemoth Comics.
Yes.
Hail Behemoth. MFKZ, number one. This is, there was a movie, it was on 2017 when the movie came out.
Is it only based on a movie?
Or is there toys? More? There's also toys for this, which are spot on amazing.
Nice.
All right. So this is kind of like if Friday and They Live had a child that they were okay with, but they maybe kept in the basement.
Okay.
This is fantastic.
Can I sprinkle and babysat by Tank Girl?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
There you go.
So it takes place in this inner city type area, mostly Latinx. For people, there's lucha, and this dude ends up getting into an accident while trying to deliver pizza, and
as one does.
Yeah, and has this ability afterwards to see that the shadows of different people aren't normal, like they look like aliens or monsters, and so now those people are trying to get him
because they know.
Yeah, and it's freaking fantastic.
That's amazing.
It's hysterical once you get into it and you get in the vibe, because it does take a little bit to get into that rhythm of how the book is written and drawn. But once you do, oh my gosh, it's amazing. I don't trust little kids anymore.
Should you ever?
I'm
just saying.
And I have to, at some point, elevate myself to Jesse Christ.
Listen, let me tell you right now, that is 100% my favorite wrestler from now on.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
move over
amazing.
Hulk Hogan. Sorry, Macho Man. It's Jesse Christ.
Yeah. So this,
amazing.
It's awesome. One of my favorite variant covers of the week is a Garbage Pail Kids 1-for-10 variant for that. So
that's awesome.
Good stuff.
All right. So Superman Action Comics 1032. Philip Kennedy Johnson, of the greatest writers of all time, Johnsons. We've got, Samper, I think that's how you say the last name. Okay, so picking up this story is a brilliant mix because, as you can see on the cover, you've got Superman, you've got Aquaman. Well, how does that fit into the story of these miraculous Kryptonians that have shown up? It does. Here's the thing, okay? And normally we are all about high praise of comics. This is one of those circumstances where, with all due respect to Brian Michael Bendis, what he did for Superman wasn't right. He was not the right fit. Now, maybe it's not the right time, but he's not the right fit. And I can only say this in comparison to what Johnson's doing with Superman. Like, he seems to have a better plan of action that literally uplifts the Man of Steel to his exalted position as it should be, but still has the right timbre of characterization and pathos and ethos and all those fun things. So he's not perfect, but it's not the same sort of Woody Allen-esque. I think that's how I felt about Bendis' run. Like, it was kind of trying to take Superman down to a level that he could write. as opposed to him writing up to Superman's level, which I think
it's not everybody
doing.
Creatively, not everybody's a good fit with every character.
That is absolutely true.
Bendis has done some amazing things.
100%, without question.
But
is there a Bendis DC run that you long to read?
No. And I don't even mean that as like a negative.
No. I mean,
just Bendis feels very Marvel.
Okay, I get that.
And
I get that.
I don't know what character or characters with DC.
You're not wrong, man. Because the only thing that I could think of is almost like an old hat, which is just taking like a Marvel run and being like, substitute this DC character, and that's not fair. But it would be the question.
Give him Squadron Supreme.
Oh,
it's like you're still kind of Marvel, but you're able to play with those allegories.
Yeah, just I would dig that. But I digress. This was fantastic, though. You talk about Superman doing some stuff, and Aquaman. I have a growing respect for Aquaman. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're not just talking about talking to fish. No, none of that. No, this dude is like, hey, I've been a sovereign. Mm-hmm. He's not now. I didn't know that, so that kind of shocked me. But his impression of relations with the surface world, I don't care. There's a phrase in there. It's like, this thing landed in U.S. waters. He's like, there's no such thing. And I was like, how do you argue with an Atlantean? Like, well, no, these waters belong to the U.S. Do they?
Really?
Do they? Like, I can blow a horn and those waters will go away. Yeah. Like, don't play with me. Like, these waters don't belong to you at all. I loved it.
Yeah, Aquaman's one of those characters that just has never gotten his due because it's always talks to fish,
right?
And not, I live at the bottom of the ocean. I'm incredibly strong. My skin is
right. Or the fish that I talk to can eat you.
Yeah, the scary ass things that are at the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
The light, and he talks to them.
He talks to them. Like, hey, Ted, what's up?
And he's like, blah, blah, blah. Have you seen Luca? Did you watch that? Sacha Baron Cohen's character in that one, it's the creepiest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. I'm just going to leave that out there with you. There you go. How about some good luck?
Good luck from Boom Studios. Matt Ehrman and Stefano Simeon. All right. So in this, at some point in Ohio.
Yes.
Which
Kentucky, Ohio.
Yeah.
OH. Yeah. KY? I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of. I've never heard of that place. Is that a real place?
Yeah. OHKY.
Yeah.
It sounds like a product.
It is a product. Because I'll tell you what, if you don't use KY, you're going to say OH. That's going to be. I'm sorry. Jeremy's looking at me with such disapproval right now. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, you could have like a numbing, or you could also have like a tingling
the tingle. That's what you want. The one that has the little popping bubbles.
When it burns, it's working just like that shampoo.
That and the Robitussin. There you go. Okay. So I did read this one as well. This was fun. I did like the variant cover for that one, the foil cover.
Yeah.
That was
really, really cool.
It was pretty.
So in this one, gods of luck actually show up.
Yeah.
Good luck, bad luck, and there's like different iterations of each of them. Mm-hmm. And they're these people are now living in a post-luck
age. Yeah. I think that's what you could call it.
And so these kids have been tasked with trying to get the parts to like rebuild a society after like living in a world where either you have good luck
or you have bad luck.
Yeah, and you're just stuck.
Or you are at a place of no luck.
Yeah.
Now, when they said that, though, I thought that was such an interesting phrase. So they're saying no luck, but it doesn't quite seem to be a neutral for luck. Yeah. Not necessarily.
Yeah,
so
it's like that weird kind of middle-ish ground.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fascinating because I was in my head like, oh, if you don't have luck, you have bad luck. Like,
right.
Actually, no, you don't have
any. Like it's anything could happen. So there it is. Yeah. So it was super interesting. I definitely like that one. I definitely feel like this is a title that the writer had in his head for a while and had worked out like a lot of like the idea of quantifying luck.
Yeah, which is it's in there, but like I've never even thought of that.
Right? Like if you could quantify luck, like is there a scale where you're no longer allowed in Vegas?
Right?
Like you hit a certain level, and they're like, no, you can't come here anymore.
That would completely shut down so many things,
right? Like,
oh my gosh,
you know, trick shots of all kinds. Like
it's no longer a trick because we know you've got good luck.
You've got good luck. So you're like, no, I'm that skilled. Are you though?
Are you?
Like, what's that world look like? That's the thing I was most fascinated about. That was not, and I feel bad, not the kids and the adventure that they're about to go on. But what's the rest of the world actually like?
Yeah,
because that's cool scenario.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff,
right? If you're lucky? Do you
have places where, like, you can't go if you have bad luck?
Right?
Like, you clearly can't work in.
Well, they definitely showed that where he lived.
Yeah,
and everybody's like, "Get out of here! He's coming! Yeah.
Like, you go through the other tube.
Yeah, like don't come through here. Like it's like a whole caste system.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's a lot that can be explored with that.
Huge amounts. So I can't wait to see what they do with this one. It did unfortunately not make my cut, but that's because I had so much stuff.
So many books this week.
So much good. Speaking of also good,
Vault Comics.
Flame #2. Gorham Russell did the cover.
And the interiors.
Cantwell. Yeah. Cantwell did the writings. And, okay. This one, okay, so we loved the first chapter. And admittedly, this one kind of takes I don't want to say a step back. It throttles down.
Yeah.
It throttles down.
Dials back.
Yeah. And that is typical in issue 2s. Very, right? But what's interesting, though, is the answers that we got to some of the things. Like, there was a bit of jumping around in issue 1 that it was very intriguing, but we had no context for how is this stuff all connected.
Yeah, like are they different time periods? Are they the same person, different person? And we're starting to get that.
It is coalescing.
Yeah.
In a very cool way. All right, so think of a family member, any family member, and upon their death, you find out that they were a superhero. Which family member would it be?
Oh, man. Cowardice and ineffectiveness run generationally within my blood.
That could just be a feint, bro. Like that's some Clark Kent talk.
See, that would throw me off because I'd be like, wait,
you were what?
Like Sean actually? What? Like no.
I mean, love him to death, but I think it would come out like my dad was a bad guy,
right? Like that's what that's what would happen.
Yeah,
be like, well, Sean was the albino specter. Like what? Well, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like something suddenly happens and I find out my dad was like Deathstroke, and I'm like, yeah,
okay,
yeah. And they're like, you're not surprised? I'm like,
no. There were signs, there were hints.
Yeah. And I'm like, I just wonder, like, what's the code word to activate mine? And he's
right?
like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm sure he did that. Like, my dad would be that one to be like, yeah, if you say butterscotch, but you have to say it at a certain timbre, you'll be able to kill everyone in the room. I'm like, wait, what? Butterscotch. But no, this is fascinating. I love the interpersonal aspect, but then the greater existential question.
Yeah, because there's two stories happening.
Right.
One is like there was a mass shooting.
Right.
This person was like a real life superhero. Is now in a coma in the hospital. And the other story, which is like his superhero version self, is kind of like old school Silver Age DC standing trial. And if this galactic group, and if he is not found worthy, all of humanity is going to get wiped
Everybody. Out. But there's a twist.
Yeah.
Did you feel any certain kind of way about the evidentiary catalog for Earth's value?
Oh man, well,
I mean, I was disappointed by the lack of size.
Although that was kind of I don't know, that was weird.
I think it was the point.
Yeah,
I think that was the point.
We're just kids in the galactic scheme of things.
We haven't done.
But
I was like, wow.
When he watched that one DVD thing,
that was wild.
Because I was like, holy crap. Yeah, man, just scoop. Just wipe us out.
Yeah, he was like, that's all we...
Yeah, that's...
But you know what they didn't show, and they should have, as consideration? A Will Smith song. from a soundtrack. That's all I'm saying. Men in Black.
Wild Wild West. They'd be like,
They'd be pushing the button real No. We will not infect the intergalactic community with that. I refuse. No. Although it's my jam, though. I'm not gonna lie.
the fact that giant ass robot spider was originally something that was going to be in that
Superman!
Nicolas Cage Superman
Come on!
movie, and then like that producer was like, "No, I'm going to use this idea."
This is happening, okay? I'm just saying. And you really want to get crazy with it? Just imagine the director of Thor used that in order to fight Will Smith. Think about it. That's right. You're welcome. 6 degrees of what? All there. It's all there.
Damn it, Kenneth Branagh.
He needed a check, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody needs a check
Everybody
sometime.
needs a check.
That's all I'm saying. I get it 100%. All right, so moving on to the Acrylic, our
Yes.
books of the week.
Yeah, we've got one that's the same.
One, only one. And I will tell you right now, that is book of the week. I'll fight everybody. Book of the week.
Yeah.
Okay. So hit me off. Where do you want to start, sir?
Ooh, I kind of want to start with vinyl.
Do it. Do it.
All right, so vinyl, new from Image Comics. We've got on the creative team Doug Wagner, the writer, Daniel Hilliard, the artist, Dave Stewart, colorist, Ed Dukeshire, letterer, Kevin Gardner, editor, and Sasha E. Head, designer.
I'm already loving this artwork here.
So this book was done by the people who brought us Plastic, which is another treat of a comic. So this one,
Your term treat is...
it's not... Most other people don't think of treats the way I think of treats.
Yeah.
So in this one, there's a retired FBI agent, cop something, and he's been trying to get in good with this supposed serial killer and ends up in a situation where his daughter has been... there's a lot of stuff to take in, but it's all good stuff. Has been taken in by a cult, and she's going to be married off to the head of the cult's son, and most of his wives end up...
What?
Yeah.
That's problematic.
So it's the story of... It's like a buddy cop story, except it's a cop and a serial killer, and the cop does not want to be friends with the serial killer
At all.
The serial killer really just wants to be friends with the cop. And
a friend.
yeah, it's...
Wait, who is the artist for this?
The artist was Daniel Hilliard.
I'm getting super mega Ryan Otley vibes, and I love it.
Yeah, it's very Otley, so it's super... Oh my gosh, it's
Nice.
it's just amazing. It's ridiculously violent to a degree that most people will be... "Ugh."
Oh, that...
But the mask is what seals the deal for me.
That's creepy.
Yeah. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit off the beaten path, that turns people into like stepped on ketchup packets, yeah, I highly recommend.
That was delicious. From Marvel Comics, we have Heroes Return. Haha, right? Jason Aaron, Ed McGuinness, Mark Morales, and Matthew Wilson. This is the culmination, the closing of the Heroes Reborn arc. And if you go back to the yesteryears of the 90s, that is literally the way that worked, right? Heroes Reborn, Heroes Return. It was the whole thing. Yeah. It was Rob Liefeld, big chest, Captain America. Yes, chest out to here. Okay, so in this one, we see this amazing, like, newfound Avengers team, right? So it's Thor, Blade, Echo, Starbrand, Cap, and Black Panther taking on the Squadron Supreme. And in some of these cases, the way that they fight, it's so brilliant. But here's the real brilliance. The way that Jason Aaron married so much of the tropes of the Justice League archetypes in with the Squadron Supreme, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
One of my favorites, and I don't want to give away exactly what it is, but Hyperion has a weakness. And if you think about it, based on who he is an archetype of, it makes perfect sense. And it's so magical. It's so brilliant.
I honestly don't know.
I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after. We won't spoil because we don't spoil here. But this is going to set up a very interesting showcase of things. Where it ends, for you, I will do this. Where it ends is...
Oh.
Yeah. There you go. That's a collection of individuals that no good can come of this.
Yeah.
No good whatsoever. And
because I was going to make a joke until I looked in that top corner.
Yep.
It's like, whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Then you look around and go, oh.
Yeah, that's...
Okay. So this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this one. Again, even though it's not necessarily a total company-wide, crossover event, it was good. It was strong. And that matters, man. Like, that's the type of stuff that people need as they're just getting into comics or want to get refreshed with their love of comics. Stuff like that.
Yeah. I'd prefer if they did that, but did it as a monthly. So that
been great.
Shops could actually figure out
how things are working.
Yeah. Like, I will order more of it.
Give you time. That helps people. Breathe. Just throwing it out there.
From AfterShock Comics, Phantom on the Scan number 3. All right, so we have Cullen Bunn, Mark Torres. And this is so awesome because it's like that Scanners kind of story where these guys have psychic abilities, but the problem is the use of these psychic abilities seems to kill them. And they're trying to track down the doctors that they think might be able to help them figure out what's going on or stop them from being killed. They're finding out there's another group of people that are trying to kill the doctors. We get to see...
I love that art. Oh,
yeah, it's so dreamy and temple smithy. And and the color choices for it. And we get to see a little bit more of the history about how these people get these powers.
Nice.
And it's action-packed. It's fun. It's disgusting when it needs to be disgusting. The way the art visualizes these psychic powers, because there's psychics, there's not necessarily any actual movement.
What does that look like? Right.
Yeah, and the use of surfing the internet psychically is really cool. This reaching out.
That is cool.
Yeah, because they're having to figure out ways to get around being caught, searching for information about these people.
Right.
And this is the way they're doing it. And it's being rendered just amazing.
That's cool.
And this is a very accessible Cullen Bunn type story. Sometimes he gets
dark.
Yeah, empty man.
Yeah.
But this one is a very accessible story.
No, that's cool.
It's good stuff.
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Accessible, sort of, kind of. Infinite Frontier number 1, okay?
Yeah.
So this one's interesting because there's a lot happening in this context. This is kind of, I don't know, is it the new line of whatever DC's doing?
Sure.
It's not quite 5G, but kind of 5G.
Sure.
Right. So Williamson, Zermanico, Fajardo Jr., we are seeing the multiverse being attacked. And there are figures within the multiverse that it's kind of crazy. So in the aftermath of Dark Metal and all the things that happened therein, the world is now aware of the multiverse, and that's its own problem.
Yeah.
Right? Every time somebody learns that, they even think that there's aliens out in the world. People, oh my God, that's so crazy. Imagine if there's other versions of you.
Right.
Could you handle that? Existentially, are you ready?
Tough.
It's a lot.
Are they happier than me? Are they better than me?
Right?
Are they worse?
Are they worse than me? Is somebody out there hey, what? Where does it go?
Yeah.
And so to have this being the backdrop of everything and kind of building this new terrifying outcome of worlds being threatened and there's things out there that now everyone is kind of slightly aware of in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
That's going to make things complicated.
Yeah.
It's going to make things complicated. They have one of my, it's an interesting character, but I hate him. It's President Superman. I hate him. I absolutely hate him. Why? Because he doesn't hide his identity. There's nothing that he does to hide who he is. Not a face mask, not glasses, nothing. And everybody's like, yeah, we don't know who Superman is.
Okay.
He's the president.
See, that part's stupid.
Yes.
That is
stupid. Come on, guys. He's the president. Look at him. This time, the black guys, they do look alike. It's real. It's true. And I think he's only going by President Superman to other people. Like,
I'm sorry.
Like in the multiverse. Like they're like, hey, you're President Superman. But on his planet, he's like, shh, don't say that. Like, what? No, it's just Superman here. Why do you, what? Why are you not? Yeah, no, they can't tell the difference. You're the same guy. I think that's more racist. Like the fact that you see the president, you see Superman and go, no, they're clearly two different people.
Two different people, right?
Clearly. No, they're the same guy. It's the same guy. Come on.
That's so stupid.
So bad. So bad. But no, there's a lot of fun stuff in there. You got Captain Carrot. You already win when you pull in Captain Carrot. But there's some moments that are quite funny. You know, somebody asked for a character and they're like, which one? And it was like, well, this person is like, yeah, which
one?
One. Multiverse. Catch up. Why am I having to explain this to you? And it's like,
be cool if they had like
that.
A multiversal Justice League.
Technically they do.
Oh.
It's called Justice Incarnate.
Oh.
Which is built of like Captain Carrot and President Superman and a couple of other people. So yes, they do. Me personally, I think their numbers are a little slight. I would have Justice Incarnate be like Justice League iterations from every world, so they're just like pumped up numbers.
Just go.
Literal, like when they come, like whatever bad guy is getting punched in the cosmos, like whatever. Yeah. But it was fun. I did enjoy it a lot. So definitely pick that up. It's very interesting. Can't wait to see where it goes.
Yes.
Yes.
The book of the week. Oh, man. If only my childhood was as good as Erica Slaughter's. Something is killing all the children.
All of them.
Number 17.
Yes. James, Werther, Miguel, I love you guys. Y'all know how to tell story. Like, y'all get into it. Like, I want to know what the email, phone call conversations are of like, okay, for this issue, this is what we're about to do. Because everybody is on point in the making of this.
Yeah.
There's nothing slacks.
Yeah. Everything is like it's a creative mind.
Yes.
Is
singular.
It's we haven't seen the red team. Like there's so much I want to know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So in the previous issue, previous issues, the initial story was there's this young woman, Erica Slaughter. She's part of a group of people that kills monsters and keeps the general populace unaware of the fact that there are monsters that are out there. And so the previous issue was the beginning of a story arc where we're finding out her backstory. What is the origin story of this person? How do you get into the monster hunting business?
Right.
And
is there training?
Yeah.
Tests? Yes.
Mm-hmm. And we get to find all this stuff out.
Yeah.
And it's...
Okay, so little subtle thing that, this is in the early years. I mean, clearly they're younger, but they don't have the glow in their eyes yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's such a cool detail. Like, whatever happens to them, they get like a version of sight that changes how their eyes are colored. And I'm like, that is cool. That is just breathtaking, amazing little detail. Something like you saw it in other places. You're like, this is really cool looking. But to see, like, it has purpose and story.
Yeah, it's just not an artistic choice. There's something.
That's awesome.
I want to know her story.
Tell it. Yes.
What?
Yeah. There's a character that is introduced in this, and I'm going to do a dare to compare, if you will. Dare to compare, once you read this book and you read this character, there is a title called Harriet Tubman, Vampire Slayer, right? By David Crownson. Read those and see if maybe they might be related, because I feel that kind of energy right here. Yeah. And good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, and finding out it's like this high schoolish sort of atmosphere where these young kids are being brought up to
indoctrinated, man.
Like you're gonna do unspeakable things, not just to monsters, but other people.
And you got to be ready. Like, you got to be able to handle this.
And the way it's broken down into families.
Oh my God, the story that sets it all up, like, absolutely brilliant.
It almost makes you wonder, like, does this take place in the same world as Once and Future? Because, like, it has that opening. It probably doesn't, but if it did, it would be awesome.
Like, this is the American version?
Yeah.
And they're in Britain. Can we get that crossover?
Oh my gosh.
Please? Just like a little crossover.
Yeah.
A little one. Oh my God. I want Erica and Grandma to meet.
That would cause explosions
of awesomeness.
Yeah.
It just builds characterization so well. I love the snap of it. The dialogue is so just, it bites in the best way possible. It's like, think of like your favorite show from the 90s that maybe you watch it still, you know, like a Buffy or Charmed or something like that, where it's just like this quick, like West Wing, but with monsters.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Nobody talks like that in real life, but you want them to.
Yeah, you wish they did.
Yes.
And they do in here. And
it's magical. So good.
And when they stop having that, like, snappy, witty repartee, with the moments where they're truly vulnerable with each other.
Oh.
And that's when you really find out the stakes and what they really do. That bar scene.
Oh, man. I felt those tears. Those were real.
Yeah.
Those were real tears. And I've never seen someone so corrupted by both what their job is and then how they really felt. Like, because those things are absolutely at war with each other in that moment. And wow.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because obviously from reading the series, we know how this is going to go.
Yeah. We've seen what the future.
But do we know all of the consequences therein?
Yeah.
And that's the trick. That is the trick right there. So, oh, man. Good week.
Very good week.
Good week.
Very good week.
Are there going to be any books next week? I mean, I feel like they've put them all out. They had to have put them all out.
Yeah, there's going to be like two Scooby-Doo titles next week. And
Maybe.
that's it, right?
Scooby-Doo and one of mine. Like, I don't even know. Like, that's... I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Like a
There's
Mongolian
no way.
version of Archie or something. Oh, that'd be awesome. It's like him...
I would read that.
Yeah, I totally would too.
I would
That's just,
I would absolutely read that.
like Jughead's a falconer and just...
Like barbarian Archie style?
Oh my gosh. Copyright. Copyright.
Yeah, that's right. You heard it here first, okay? Black, White, and Archie, okay? All over. That's what we... No? No? That's not it? I think it could be.
I think Jeremy's just being a naysayer right now.
Jeremy's doubting us, man. That's messed up. So, obviously, if you like this episode, we hope that you can show it by giving us that thumbs up. We need that sort of validation in our lives.
And every week, we bring forth this awesomeness to you. So hit subscribe and hit the bell.
Boom.
We'll let you know every time we go with this information.
That's right, because we flirts with you. We give you that good information. We give you that goodness. You can count on us. You can rely on us. We're dateable. Sort of.
Yeah, I'm married.
Still dateable.
True.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot like my first marriage.
I was talking to Helen Mirren.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. Helen Mirren.
Yeah. She's mine, man.
Not Helen Mirren.
Thank you. Get off my Kool-Aid.